And today we're going to be looking at lead magnets. And with that, I really want to explain to you about the customer value journey and what the importance of having lead magnets are. Not every time you're selling is somebody ready to buy. Makes sense? So you have to make sure that at all times you are keeping your leads warm and you're keeping them interested. So you're always bringing and converting your leads into an actual sales. So lead magnets are really, really vital for that. So with that said, let's get started. Let me just move myself out of the way. I don't love seeing myself in the little corner, so I'm going to remove myself. Hopefully you can see my screen. Any problems, put it in the chat, put it in the Q&A. Oh, but let's go into present mode. A bit of butterfingers today, and let's get started. So welcome to Creating Lead Magnets in a Nutshell. I'm 𝗙𝗂𝗺𝗶 and I'm from Women in Digital Business. I'm the founder. So today we're going to look at everything you need to know about creating lead magnets. Just before we kick off, just to give you an idea of who am I to be telling you about lead magnets? Why should you listen to me? I've been in business for 20+ years. So I started off in the dot boom, from 2003, where there was no Canva, there was no cloud-based system, there was no Wix, no Shopify's, no, Amazon. You couldn't be an Amazon seller then. So it was a whole different world. Just to let you know, 𝗙𝗲𝗺𝗶𝗶, I hope I pronounced that correctly. If I haven't, apologies. So you are ebooks and an online course creator. You are in the right place, my lovely, because obviously that's exactly what I do as well. So yeah, I really started from 2003. So I've been in e-commerce for a long time. I've coached many businesses through Google Digital Garage, where they were funded to specifically help businesses over the UK digitalize. So I was one of the coaches and consultants on that. I've got my own business. I've got an inspirational gift store where I sell candles. So I had to learn how to take something from product development, shipping it back into the UK, pick, pack, dispatching, fulfillment, Amazon, Shopify, building a website, finding customers online. I've done it firsthand myself. I'm also the founder and CEO of Women in Digital Business, which is a community that really exists to help women sell. It's very easy when you start your own business and you've got your goals, and it's about turning your dreams into goals and making it a reality. And once you get past that, you're going to manifest, you're going to go for it, and you've got that excitement, you've got that fight, you've got that grit. A lot of times things go wrong within that journey, and many help and advice available to us can kind of paint a false paradise. So what I do is really work to make sure that you're thinking strategically. You are very clear on what your goals are, and you are intentionally going to make the profit, and you understand digitally exactly how you're going to do that. So I've been featured in numerous places. I don't really want to bang on about myself. Corporates, banks. I've coached and trained in the UAE, 𝗙𝗲𝗺𝗶𝗶, being featured in magazines, worked for non-profit organizations. I've done it. So I've learned a lot of things myself firsthand and felt my way to success, as well as working with other businesses. But just to be clear with you, it wasn't always like that. Sometimes I always listen to someone speak like myself, and it's kind of like, oh, that sounds great. Yep, you're doing brilliant. Trust me, I've done my time. It's been a lot. Quit my job 17 years ago after graduating marketing, working in big media houses. I thought, right, I'm going to go it by myself. And it was hard. Okay, I found in multiple businesses over the years, and I've made some really costly mistakes, and I have struggled for years to get sales. I remember first starting out selling online books, a multicultural bookstore, Passionate. That was actually my first business, which actually I went bankrupt. I lost everything over that business trying to make it profitable and viable. And at that time I was in places like South Africa, and it's so easy when you start out in the beginning of your journey to be talking about all the great things you do, but actually your bank balance doesn't reflect it. So I remember being at all these trade conferences trying to figure my way out. I was the young entrepreneur, I was doing my thing, but I literally at one stage didn't even have 60 pence to my name to get on a bus. So it wasn't always that way. I really have learned to the hard way to get to where I've gotten to, and to understand and know digital strategies. And the biggest thing that really changed my life was about growth planning. It was about working strategically. analyzing where you are at the moment, identifying all those half-built bridges. How many of you suffer from shiny object syndrome? Us entrepreneurs, it's just a disease that we've got. We can't help it. We don't see the results in something we're doing, we're often go and pick up something else. In this digital world, one day you're doing Clubhouse, then it's TikTok, then you want to learn how to do Reels, then it's starting a podcast show, then it's, all about Facebook advertising, let me learn about that. All that's not working too well with all the privacy and GDPRs, let me learn about YouTube. And you can just flip-flop around just doing so many different things, and you just collect all these half-built bridges where actually you haven't completed or monetized anything that you're doing, whether it's the way you're going about your marketing or all the products and services that you keep bringing out. Okay, you have to start thinking really strategic. Even with what we're going to look at today with lead magnets, you need to understand who the lead magnet's for. You need to have a clear and good understanding of who your audience is. You need to have a strategic plan of how you're going to get from one stage or the other of the customer value journey, which is, how are you going to make your customer aware of you? How are you going to engage with your customer? How will they engage with you? Which is content marketing. Content marketing is what really connects you. Content marketing is how you would use your 5 senses and the laws of intimacy, but you're going to be doing it through a phone, through a laptop, through a tablet. How do you make those close connections to be able to engage and actually create a community, a tribe, or a following? What can you offer them to make sure that you're getting their email address, maybe, their messenger details, so you can message them through a bot, or their cell number, so you can do a text campaign or WhatsApp? What are you doing to make sure that you're collecting that? And that's what we're discussing today. What you're going to offer your audience is some type of lead magnet, something that is irresistible to them, that really hits a pain or a challenge that they've got within your market sector, that will help them hand over their details so you can now get leads. But it's about relationship building. Before you just jump into the lead magnet, really, you should be clear on how are you making your audience aware of you and who your audience are and your brand. That's your first part, really. So once you've established and inside and out who your audience is, what the segments are, what your brand story is, your brand identity is, the next stage is for you to make your audience aware of you. Where are they hanging out? Then you're going to engage with them, because really what you're doing is producing content that is building a relationship and giving information that is answering any objection to sell, and giving your customer or client the opportunity to get to know them, and you in turn to get to know your customer, because knowing your customer is what's going to get you ahead. Knowing your customer is what's going to actually close on sales for you. Then we come to the subscription, which is the lead magnet. What are you doing to get people's details and to get leads in? And that's what we're going to look at today. But I learned all of this by understanding that you have to audit all your assets. You have to be able to look at the aware stage, the engagement stage, and really analyze it. And in this day and age, between Google Analytics, which is completely free, and softwares like SEMrush that will even do a deep dive in your competitors, for you to really understand your marketplace and your customer and have a strategic plan on how you're going to map out your customer journey, it's key. That's what really made me understand how to build funnels, how to scale my business, how to scale revenue, and to really grow. Everything that you do needs to be strategic. The world has gone digital, so this is not just about marketing anymore, guys. If your business model does not change, become more innovative, and doesn't digitalize within the next 5-10 years, you're going to be left behind, just like the Industrial Revolution. Just like, Henry Ford brought cars to a whole new way of how they would produce in the production line with the Industrial Revolution. Just like the digital age, you've seen things like blockbusters turn into love film turn into Netflix. You've seen major utility organizations, the way that we even get a bill or we give readings, and the way that everything is done online, even down to booking a doctor's appointment. All these businesses have digitalized their businesses, and it's time for you to digitalize yours. Or if you're starting your business, understand that you need to make your model automated, convenient for your customer, all whilst keeping that connection going, because that's what makes people buy from you and stay in your community. The connections that you build with them. You're just doing it through technology. You're doing it in a different way. Okay, so that's me. That's how a growth plan really helped me, and it's going to help you regardless of what topics that we look over. This is the Digital Marketing Corner. I deliver these keynote sessions and these webinars every other Wednesday between 2 and 4 UK time. So make sure you attend, because the information we give away is absolutely huge. Okay, I am a woman of color. I am from an underrepresented sector, so it's really I've got experience of working in diversity, technology, and digital marketing. Okay, I'm a huge advocacy for diversity. I do a lot of diversity work. We're also a digital marketer certified partner, which means when I'm talking to you about all the changes of algorithms in the social platforms, we keep up to date with what is going on. This isn't just like my ideas or opinions that I'm about to give you. Being a part of Digital Marketer means that we keep abreast and we keep up to date with all the algorithms that are changing within SEO, YouTube, Facebook, social media marketing in general. You know, organic, paid, community management. The list just goes on and on and on. You know, we have built a following ourselves on social media. We have a community online, and we're featured across many platforms. So, you know, I'd like to think that we know what we're doing at this stage. So we're in a digital business. What we do is we work with women who really want to get to that 6-7 figure. Okay, but we do it through strategic marketing, through thinking smartly. Marketing can come across as very sexy and glamorous. We think of digital marketing and we think, oh, social media, let me post, let me do this, let me be creative, the reels. What are you doing to monetize, and how are you making return on investment? It has to be at the forefront of everything you do. And most importantly, how are you mapping out a funnel that is connecting and building personal relationships with people? Just posting 3-4 times a week is not it. You have to take some real serious time out to psychologically get to know your audience and understand their pains and their challenges. But also you need to understand technology and how can you automate your business. And it's about fusing the two. That's what makes anything that you do in digital successful. So let's get stuck in. So part one, we're going to look at what is a lead magnet. Okay, so a lead magnet is an irresistible offer you present to prospects in exchange for their contact information. So lead magnets are essential because they provide value in advance of a purchase. It's a way to test something out or see, you know, what a product, service, community, a business owner is all about before you really decide to take out your credit or debit card. You know, it's a great way to build an authority, to present yourself as a go-to. It builds trust on who you are. Okay, if you put all that time and effort into your brand, you've got a product, you've got a service, you want people to trust you. And the lead magnet enables you to do that, enables you to build trust with your audience. And it helps get prospects into your funnel so you can keep getting loads and loads and loads of leads in. Okay, there was many different businesses here on the call today. And every business, you'd have to make sure that you are building trust. It's key. Without trust, people will not buy from you. So if you're an online course creator and you're a writer, what makes your courses so successful? Why should anybody come and listen to your course? Okay, you know, if you are the person to help baby boomers reinvent themselves, have you been a baby boomer? Did you reinvent yourself, or what other people did you help? Or why should anybody listen to you? What's your story? What's your experience? Okay, so, you know, poet, mentor, teacher, visionary, those are a lot of strong things. What's your brand story? Why? What's your why? Why should people be attracted to you? And it's about creating a lead magnet that's really going to build your authority and trust, but it's also got to provide value of something that your audience needs in advance from buying from you. So sometimes with lead magnets, we can kind of get suckered in a bit, sometimes with stuff on the internet, you know, just do a webinar, just write a book. It has to be right for your audience. Every single question that you've got about the digital world of marketing, the answer is, what would your audience think? Okay, it literally is as simple as that. And if you've got a really big audience, you need to be clear on the segments of your audience and be able to make sure that you actually have a plan for each one, because you can't be everything to everyone. It's just not possible. As much as we like to think it is, it's not, unfortunately. So this is a lead magnet sample. So this is a 5-day challenge that we put together. So this lead magnets worked really, really well for us using Facebook ads. So this is an ad, this is a part of the landing page actually that you would see. So after seeing an advert on Facebook, you would then go to a landing page, which then you would sign up for a 5-day challenge. There's a video here on the right-hand side, and it tells you access your ultimate guide in creating a fail-proof strategy to unlock floods of customers in the next 5 days without spending a dime on ads. Again, this advert specifically went out to the USA. So America has a different style, tone, writing. You can see I put a dime on ads. If this advert went out, the same advert went out to the UK and it went out to Africa, but actually we had to take out some of the language, things like floods of customers. You want to be realistic with people. The American market is very, very different to something of the UK and the African market. So when you're looking at your lead magnet, this is what I'm saying to you, segment your audience. You can't have everything that's for everyone. And it's one of the things that I would have to say was one of my biggest mistakes. And I meet so many people through workshops, on webinars, where it's like they've got so many different things they're offering. It's like just start in one place and offer something that solves a problem or solution to one segment where they feel like, oh my gosh, she gets me, it gets me. Oh my gosh, that's exactly what I need. That's exactly the problem that I've got. I'm understood. You want to give that type of feeling to your audience. So the 5-day challenge for us is a challenge where we really get to put people to work, and it does get results for them actually. Sometimes you get a lot of, like I said, everything we do at Women in Digital Business is about value. So this is like 5 days of you working on your business. It's completely and utterly free. And that's how we got a lot of our leads in to really build our business. Okay, so there's different types of lead magnets. I just showed you something we did, which was a 5-day challenge. You know, there's some examples on the screen. It could be that it's a guidebook. You know, maybe you're in the hospitality industry, so you're offering a guidebook around your area and things to do, and not only are you featuring yourself, but you'll feature other things around the city to do. Sometimes we can get caught up thinking, oh well, I don't want to feature something else because that's detracting them away from me. With content, you've got something called the 80-20 rule. 80% education, 20% sales. If you're always educating your audience around your market sector and including yourself, you're now positioning yourself as an educator, and you're now positioning yourself as an authority. If you just keep plugging me, I'm so great, this is why you should buy from us, you're just constantly selling, and it turns people off. Okay, sales is sales, and sales exists in everything that we do, but you really want to use your content to be able, and your lead magnet specifically, to try and show people this is why you're going to buy from me. And you want to create sincere relationships. Your audience wants to have a sincere relationship with you. They want to know that you're there to serve them. They want to know you're a go-to in what it is that you're doing. So it could be a guide, you know, it could be that you're a fashion company and you know, you're going to provide a lead magnet that describes your shape, and within that tells you all the clothes that might suit you, you know, because you're helping someone to style themselves, but you also sell fashion. So you're establishing yourself as an authority, and you're helping someone to decide what they should buy, whether it's from you or anyone else. But it's the law of reciprocation. When you give, people have a tendency to give back. So don't be frightened about giving away. That's my point. Maybe some of you, there's an online course creator on there, you might hand out cheat sheets. Maybe you're helping people to create their own online course. Maybe your online course is teaching them something, whatever they're teaching you, you might give a handout to them that is maybe some type of an audit, or it's a cheat sheet that shows them how they should be doing it in a synopsis that wants to give them even more. Okay, you know, maybe you're a poet and you're going to put spoken live events on. Maybe it's you do a free event, and at that event then an upsell at the end, which is how you get your first purchase. That lead magnet can look like many, many, many different things. And for some of us who are coaches and consultants and mentors, sometimes we can get caught up with that. It's got to be a book, it's got to be a webinar. This is what works best. What works best for your audience? Start to put your feet, in the shoes of your potential prospects, your audience, and think, what would they want? It's a no-brainer to sign up for, that they just think this is really going to help me. It's genuine. Think about it, and they're going to sign up. And that's what you really want to create as a lead magnet. okay? Toolkits and resources. You know, it doesn't have to be the obvious things that we always see out there as lead magnets, which is the book and the webinar. Maybe it's a toolkit. Maybe it's a toolkit to learn how to build something. Maybe it's a toolkit on how to write a book. Okay, maybe it's a toolkit on, you know, what life looks like after having a baby and what you should expect psychologically. What tools do you need to be a better version of yourself now that you've changed or your body's changed? What resources? You know, for those of you that are in SaaS, if you look at software, Canva, we look at Slack, we look at Asana. There's so many different software tools that we all use on a day-to-day basis. Trello, there's a free version of all of these. And then after free, there's a paid version. But that free version, that's a lead magnet, because that's collecting all your details and allowing you to use this software for free until you make the decision to buy it, or you're at a point where maybe your credits, your trial, now whatever it is, has run out and now you're forced to buy it, or maybe not because it didn't work for you. Okay, so there are so many different examples of a lead magnet. It's unreal. And sometimes when you're searching through the internet, it just keeps showing you the same ones that tend to be geared towards coaches and consultants. 5-minute marketing makeover. I absolutely love this. This is quite popular in America, where you might get free access or even have a discovery call with someone that might give you a 5-minute marketing makeover session on what your marketing is. You know, same goes for, you know, mentoring. Maybe you sell makeup and you're actually going to give someone comes into your studio and you give them a 10-15 minute makeover. Maybe you're into interior design. It could be a, you know, home makeover. And then after that, you upsell them into your services. So I want you to really start thinking outside the box. You know, maybe it's discounts or free shipping. Maybe you're in e-commerce and you sell a physical product. You've got a catalog of products. Maybe someone wants to try it, you solve a problem, but they want to just test you out before they buy more. So give them something off. You know, assessments. How many of you have done like even personality tests, or assessing your personality and what you're fit for and what you can do? Or maybe, you know, we do growth audits here on medium-sized business at Women in Digital Business, where we will spend 90 minutes with an organization just auditing their organization and their analytics to see where the growth is. So assessment might be something that works for you. You know, quizzes are fantastic. How many of you on Facebook, Instagram are seeing quizzes? They are so much fun. You know, find out if, you know, you're a career woman now, baby boomer, that can start their own business and you've got the grit and tenacity to be able to get to 6 figures in a year. Take the quiz or survey. You know, find out where you like. It can be as fun, it can be serious, but quizzes are a really, really great way to collect a lot of data. Actually, you can pre-qualify a lot of your leads depending on what you're offering, doing quizzes. That's one of my best things that I love quizzes for, because then now, depending on who does your quiz, you can see who would be a potential buyer and who isn't. You get to learn a lot about your audience by doing a quiz and survey, and you can make them really, really, really fun. You know, design materials or catalogs. Think about companies like IKEA. You know, once upon a time, you know, those of you in the UK, you've heard of 𝗙𝗂𝘀𝗻𝗃. You know, you'd get that big, thick catalogue that you can look through. Nowadays, everything's online, but actually some people still like catalogues. Well, now we're not giving them away. You need to fill out a request so you can actually get an IKEA catalogue that you can still have a paper version. But by offering that and getting people to sign up for it for free, they were giving it out for free anyway once upon a time ago. Now you're capturing and collecting people's details for giving that away free. Okay, so I really want you to think outside the box on, okay, what could my lead magnet be? What would be the great lead magnet for me? But, you know, the checklist before you start building that I really want you to look at is know your customer. I just can't stress it enough. It's important for you to know what your customer wants and needs so you can provide content that they want to engage with. So that customer value journey that I spoke about, understand that before you're making people aware of you, you know who your audience is. And in the engagement part, make sure you are engaging with your audience to really make sure that you understand them. You understand their points, their pains and their challenges, sorry. You need to understand where they are now, and from using your products and services, where does it bring them? Where does it make them? How does it make them feel? You know, diet products do this really, really well. You know, you're feeling like low self-confidence, you're not feeling great about yourself, you know, do our diet, our nutrition plan, our diet plan, you know, do our exercise regime, and you'll drop 2 stones in 2 months, and now you'll be feeling more confident. You can conquer the world, you can get a new job. There's so many things that you can do. The transformation of body change is a powerful thing. So think about your products and service just like that. Where is your audience now? And within your market sector and within what you do, what is it that will change them? Because actually that's what you're selling. It's about the features, not the benefits. Make sense? So once there was an advert that came out that I really resonated with. Lady is in a bath. She's sipping on a glass of red wine. She's got the bubbles up to her neck, and she just sighs from the exhaustion of her day. As she closes her eyes, she sees her 3 children running around the house, causing havoc, screaming, arguing with each other. She's got her laptop up in the kitchen. She's trying to get packed lunch out. She's got a dog running around, and all I can see is chaos. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that just looks just like my life with my 3 kids. And it's just like, life is just hard. It's hard being a woman and running your own business, looking after children. So I'm resonating with what I'm seeing. But anyway, you see her get out the bath, and all of a sudden she's downstairs. She opens up this package, and when she opens up the package, it's a playbook of all her pictures in her Instagram account. And now she's feeling like, oh, look at my 3 beautiful children, my house, my family. You know, I've got so much to be grateful for. I'm blessed the fact that I can run a business. I've got children. So that before and after state, you know, that advert, so whether it's an advert, whether it's your content, whether it's your lead magnet, and this should be your lead magnet, you need to make your audience feel like this is where you are now, and by trialing us and doing this lead magnet, this is how you will feel after. So I call it the before and after. But to do before and after, you have to know your customer. You have to really understand customer avatars in your audience. If you go back to the beginning of the conversation in this chat, I gave you a link to a YouTube channel, and you will find more training about what I'm talking about if you subscribe to the channel and just go to the masterclass playlist. You know, understand what the next offer is after your lead magnet. In order to create a seamless transition, you need to know what you're going to offer your customers after the lead magnet, because it should be a natural transition even. It should be a natural transition of offering them something that, you know, it's just like, yeah, I definitely need that next. You know, it's like if you gave away a free mini lipstick, the next thing you might want is a mascara or some foundation. You know, if you give away a coupon, maybe that coupon's for a specific product, maybe the next step is to go with something with that product that solves another problem or something bigger. Make sense? So know what the next offer is, and that next offer tends to be an entry point offer. It tends to be something of low value, but you have to take out your credit or debit card out of your pocket and actually make a payment. And by doing that, you're building trust. Once you've done that and you're still loving the experience of what you bought, after that, it's about onboarding your customer and client into a community, making them feel really excited, whether it's a feedback form, a webinar onboarding, it's packaging, making them feel really special, something that brings them into your community that they identifies that they're now in and they've purchased. And then from there, you want to keep upselling to them. And you'll upsell them to your core offering, the thing that you sell the most. So usually after a lead magnet, my advice to you would be to have an entry point offer. Have an offer that is of low value, but someone's going to take their credit or debit card out of their pocket and build trust. And make sure you do your research. We are in the digital age, ladies. There is no reason at all why we shouldn't be doing research. You know, take note of what kinds of lead magnets already exist for your customers. And you really want to make something new or a better version of something that's out there that's doing really, really well. And marketing intelligence is just at your fingertips. Look at your competitors deeply. Look at what they do. Look at the keywords they use, what they spend. Look at their lead magnets. Look at the reviews customers are giving them. Go on their social media pages. You know, there is so much software that you can use to find out what your competitors are doing. One of them is called SEMrush. There is a free version of it, but it is paid. You can use Google Analytics. Like I said, you could just do research of yourself. You could get a focus group. You could hang out in your competitors' backyard, sign up for all their stuff, and go through the whole process to see, okay, what is working for them? What do their customers think of them? There are sites like Athino, AFFINO, where you can get information about different communities. Maybe you know who your community is and you want to get more of their thoughts and opinions using sites like Reddit, where people are generally talking, they're in forums, they're giving out opinions and looking, what do my customers think about the market sector or the products of what I'm offering? So do your research. We're in the digital age. There's so many different types of research that can really, really help you. So make sure you look it up. So now you actually want to build out your lead magnet. So once you determine what type of lead magnet your customer wants, building it out is somewhat pretty easy. You could even give the task to an outsourcer if you're short of time. So there's so many different things. Some of you might have heard of PLR sites, so private label rights, or white labeling as some people call it. If you just simply look the terminologies up in Google, you will have loads of sites up where actually you can get a white labeled information product. So be it an ebook, be it a cheat sheet of all different arrays and topics, a recipe, nutrition guide, depending on what you do, and you can then just rebrand it yourself. Okay, maybe you're going to take the time out and write a book and put a webinar together. Maybe you need someone to design it to make sure that your brand is strong and consistent. So there's a lot of things that you can outsource to get it done. You know, if it is a coupon, anything like that, it's a visual, you want to make sure that your branding is on point. You want to make sure that you are creating trust as a brand. So once you know what you're doing, there's so much help. And if you scroll to the top of the chat, please make sure that you join our Facebook group, because within there, if you get stuck, it's a really great community. Women in Digital Business, we're a team. So any questions you might have, any ideas you want, post it in the group and we'll answer it. Ask the other women what they think. Use it to do your focus group. Okay, so regardless of whether you go on to work with us in a higher capacity or you don't, make sure that you follow, you subscribe to us on YouTube, and also make sure you join the Facebook group, because there's a lot that we do that we support. We support underrepresented. We support those that can come from disadvantaged backgrounds. And sometimes if you don't know, you don't know. That's definitely how my startup was. And sometimes you know, and just by being in a community where there are other women that have got to 6-7 figures as well as those that haven't, it just gives you ideas. It allows you to brainstorm. It allows you to grow, but in a place and space where you can just be yourself. You don't have to make any apologies or try to pretend to be something that you're not. So make sure that you join the Facebook group and make sure you follow us on YouTube. So lastly, let's look at the elements of an effective lead magnet. It's always good to have examples. So elements of an effective lead magnet. Make sure you're specific. The more specific the promise you deliver upon in your lead magnet, the better, the more likely you are to get a sale. So if you say, download my new recipe where I guarantee you will lose £5 if you, I'm laughing, sorry, because I'm just killer for this one. If you actually do it, we will guarantee you lose £5 in a week. But obviously the person has to do it. They're not going to do it. Well, then your guarantee doesn't hold up because they didn't hold their part of the bargain. But you can make promises if you know that what you do delivers. We know that if you follow our membership site program, you will double your sales, but you have to follow and do all the homework. So, be specific, speak to a desired end result, figure out the desired outcome your prospect wants, and keep that the focus throughout. As entrepreneurs, we can be quite bad at this because we start talking about other things and offering other things that we do. You really want to make sure that you have got it down to a fine tee of what the focus is within your lead magnet. So if your focus is to bring, a mummy bloomer from maternity to starting her own business or having a business plan, what does that end result look like? That end result should look like feeling more confident, having more time, having more freedom and flexibility, being able to be there for your children, being able to be the mum that you've always wanted to, but still be able to use your brain and your resources to create something. You know, speak to the end desired result. Your prospect wants to know, what will they get out of it? Provide immediate results. Okay, people want a quick win, so make sure whatever you're doing at the lead magnet stage, they don't have to wait to see it. That's why I said follow this diet plan for 1 week and drop, you know, 5 pounds guaranteed. You know, people want to see that, okay, you know, are you kidding me, or are you the real deal here? And you want to prove that you're the real deal in what you do. So whatever you do, you want to give a quick result. Maybe you'll provide a case study or white paper that will revolutionize and change the way how they look at doing things. Okay, you want something that can be easily consumed. People don't want a long drawn out process. So the 5-day challenge does work for us. In another industry that might not work, because I've dragged, you know, all the lessons out across 5 days. So, you know, think about that one. You don't want something that's going to take the next month or 3 months. You know, they're just never going to buy from you. So you don't want a long drawn out process. You want something that's quick and easy. And you want it to be valuable. It needs to be worthy of giving up contact information. For someone to hand you an email address, especially an email address that they can access and you can access them. Because how many of us will give out a fake email that we never check? Or maybe you want to connect someone's cell. For you to give away your mobile or your cell phone number, you know that whatever you're signing up for better be pretty damn amazing for you to be able to give that away. So think about the type of contact details you're asking for. The more information that you're asking for, if you're asking for a name, address, and a telephone number, what you're giving away needs to be valuable for someone to give that content away, especially in this generation where customers are smart. They know you're going to contact them again. So that's where being authentic and being genuine as well is another really good thing. You don't want to just feel like, they don't want to feel like they're being sold to, because there's loads of lead magnets out there that make audiences feel like that. You don't want to be one of them. Okay, so that's the little lead magnet, you know, in a nutshell, and looking at lead magnets. If you've got any questions, please do put them in the chat. And while you're doing that, I just want to explain and talk to you about our program 𝗙𝗲𝗺. I don't know why I've come out of that. Let me share screen again. And I think there's a few of you that have also joined while I was talking. Any questions, please do put it in the chat. Any ideas, if you're thinking about lead magnets, if you run lead magnets and you haven't maybe got the results that you've got, even if you just want to simply unmute, by the way, and speak out, feel free to do that. But while you are doing that, I just want to tell you about our program called 𝗙𝗲𝗺. So 𝗙𝗲𝗺 is a 12-week program. There are some of you actually that are on this call that are from our 𝗙𝗲𝗺 program. And it's just amazing. I'm not just saying that. But 𝗙𝗲𝗺 is a 12-week program, and it really takes you through putting together a strategic plan where you will map out and understand who your customer is, put your brand together, understand how you're going to make your prospects aware of you, how you're going to get them to engage with you, you know, how you're going to get them to subscribe to you, which is what we just was a pinch of what we done today, just a pinch. You know, how are you going to get them to actually buy from you, that entry point offer that I spoke about? How will you onboard and get them really excited? And how will you upsell them to all your products? And how will you get those that are buying from you to advocate you, to make sure they're giving reviews and other people buy from you? And how will you build a model where people might be paying a commission, whether it's through affiliate, whether it's through a franchise, joint ventures, and just thinking about that exit strategy? Nothing happens by accident, so you really need to have a strategic plan put together. Okay, I am going to come and answer your question, 𝗙𝗲𝗺, just to let you know, once I've just explained what 𝗙𝗲𝗺 is. So 𝗙𝗲𝗺 is that 12-week program. It's a 12-week program that takes you through the foundation of mindset, avoiding shiny object syndrome, not having those 73 half-built bridges, and not always being 3 steps from gold, where you've tried something and actually you're quite near. And because you can't see the results and you haven't got any strategy in place, you just keep starting something new and developing more unbuilt bridges. It's about looking at really having a revenue growth plan. Where are you now? Where do you need to be? How are you going to get there? Looking at, you know, what is your core makeover offer? What's your core offer? Does it connect with your audience? Is this what they need? Is this what they want? Does it solve a problem that they've got? Actually putting a sales roadmap together on, okay, I'm here now, either I'm at 0, I'm at 10K, I'm at 100K. How do I double this? How do I get the sales in? What's the plan to make sure that I keep bringing sales in? You know, what are the marketing strategies I'm going to use? There's so many different marketing strategies you can use in awareness, engage, subscribe. It just upselling, it can just keep going on. So you need to understand all the marketing strategies and choose which one will work from you. You know, financial freedom, what does that look like? How do we get from breaking one ceiling height to another and get to that stage where you can actually grow and scale your business, where you know you've proved that it's validated, you've got customers, it's working for you? How do you now turn that and grow that into financial freedom and really scale? And we do that, we're having another 6 weeks by looking at your business systems. What business systems do you actually have in place? What processes do you have in place? How are you automating that and through which technology? How are you delegating tasks? How are you getting a team together? How are you growing? How are you outsourcing? How are you employing? How are you using Upworks, Fiverr, and actually having a solid, you know, plan together on how your team's going to work and how you're going to scale and grow? Company scorecard, making sure you're scoring everything you do. The analytics at every stage of that customer value journey, if you're analyzing it and you've got data, that's where you can tweak it and find the sweet spots to make sure that those sales flood in. And at the end of it, what happens is you get a growth plan. So every single stage of this program, there are worksheets, there's homework to do after every single week. And by the end of it, what happens is that you have this strategic plan and you have a predictable map of how you're going to get to the goal that you've set out. Whether it's 10,000 leads, whether it's £10,000, whether it's 7-figure turnover. It has to be realistic, obviously, and you're going to build it into the strategy. But now you've got a plan where you can feel like, I can do this. I can do this. I've got this. I get it. Because you've taken the time out to think strategically and not just shoot in the dark, where you're just trying different things and you don't actually have a plan. Well, I just need to get my presence up. I just need to have some social media presence, and then I'll think about what to do next. It's not about that. So with the 12 weeks, you get some bonuses as well. You get a lot of bonuses. You get a private community. So you get a Facebook group where you have access to me and my team to support you. You get loads of bonuses. It's a 12-week program, but it sits in a 12-month membership site. So there's loads of things. You've got access to lessons of how to build a 7-figure business, all the principles that go with that, the 5 core principles of really understanding who you are, your mindset, management, mastery, you know, an e-commerce business checklist for those of you that are maybe uncertain and you've got other streams of incomes, what can you do? But all the lessons will provide you a summary playbook and give you actionable steps through the 12-week program. Okay, and every month you will have an exclusive meeting with me, a monthly group call. So I don't just give this to you and leave you, and you become part of an accountability group as well. So what we're doing, literally just for some of our sessions for 3 days, and our membership site opens and closes, and it will be closing the next month. We've got founding members that are in there already. There have been huge successes from it. So at the moment, we are actually giving $1,000 off. So it's just £497 or £97 a month. Okay, that's it. I can tell you already that the type of program we put together and the value that you get, the average price for it out there, and it's the bottom end average price is $3,500. And I'm not kidding you. You have to get strategic. You can't start jumping into just making lead magnets and doing things if you haven't got that strategy in place. Okay, so as we're growing and we are becoming a global community, this is an offer that we're doing. You've got 3 days. down to you, not a hard sell. You're either at a place where you understand that you need this, or you're still in a place where you're trying to discover your goals and your why and where you're at. This is a system for those of you that are ready to monetize and really understand that I need a plan that's going to get me from where I am to where I want to be. So it's 497, and in the 3 days, if anybody does sign up, you'll also get access to our live boot camp if you're based in London, or the webinar version of it, because it will be recorded, where we're really going to spend one whole day just when, if you do it digitally and you're not the live session, it will be across 3 days, because it's a bit much just being on the screen for one, where we will really, really look at your core offering. We will look at your audience. We will look at how to copyright. So you will spend one whole day with me working on your business, not in it, to really fine tune it and understand what's your product offering. Okay, who is your audience? Well, even like literally laptops are out. We'll be giving you access to software. You'll be researching things. So by the time you leave that digital boot camp, whether you do it online or you do it live with me, you will be very, very clear about who your audience is, how you're going to communicate with them. You're going to understand exactly what your core offering, what your product offering is. What do you offer? How do you change people's lives? Because sometimes we're not clear about that. Okay, we're going to look at how do you maximize a transaction value? How do you get people to buy more from you? How do you get them to change your average order value and the frequency of when they buy from you to make sure that you are maximizing the sales and not leaving money on the table? And then we're going to look at case studies of funnels that work, just to give you more ideas of, okay, this is what I'm going to go with. It just means when you start 𝗙𝗂𝗺, you start with that strategic thinking, and you start with understanding who your audience is and understanding, okay, this is the products and service that I'm selling. Because that shiny object syndrome, it can keep you off track. Okay. So I'm going to put a link in, and then I'm going to answer the questions that we've got on the screen. So, oops, let's put a, so yeah, it's all worth it. It really is. Even if it's just to take you out overwhelmed, like you can see on the screen, even if it's just to give you the increasing monthly sales that you need, the consistent monthly sales that you need to get ahead, stay ahead and move forward. If you're in that place where you've tried things, or you're stuck, or you're feeling overwhelmed, you're not sure, it's just a really, really great program. Okay. I'm not gonna, if you go onto our pages, there is so much information I'm gonna put that will really break down people that have done this and the results that they've got. So this is the landing page that will take you through everything that I've just gone through. Take a look at it. You've got 3 days. And with that, anybody that's on today's session, you get the live boot camp thrown in, by the way, for absolutely free, included in that price. So whether you want to do it, the live one, it's here. You get that for free. So that is selling at the moment for £297, just to be clear with you. So you get that for free, or you'll get the digital version of it if you can't attend.